Greetings everyone, my name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, as usual, I'll be covering a combination of both Veersmith levels and some other levels online, primarily focusing on the former for the next 2 hours. In between all that, or amongst all that, I'll be discussing gaming related topics as well as topics related to the feature of this channel. You know, the usual. And after all of this is done, I'll showcase some art posted on the server. So welcome to the stream, Mike Gaming, Jedok, Raccoon, Sunflora, Popcorn, Lapatio, Robin Jack, Pixel Spark, any of the people I missed, and as well as all the lurkers. Thank you. And to Darkfin, I wasn't able to cover it last week because, well, I ran out of time. But this week, I'll be able to cover it as a second stage. Okay, Mike, I'll add it. So, let's see here. Alright, I'll include it in the next one. Anyways, I think that's enough time looking at the rule screen. Let's get on with this. So first on the lineup is Inferno Glacier by Pixel Spark 2, 19 plays and a score of 2. This is one of the levels that was made last week, but I'm getting to it now. As I mentioned on the server, as well as in the YouTube posts, following January 28th, I'll be taking at least a 1-week vacation due to real-life commitments. So I won't be able to stream on the weekend of the 24th and 25th, FYI. And no, this is not even the full vacation, the 1-month vacation I'll be taking sometime in February or March. But we shall see. We have an interesting selection of levels coming up, I'll say. Especially toxins, because, well, you'll see. Damage boost for fast. Hey Master. Fairly well. There's only going to be one stream today, and tomorrow morning is the stream of covering at least 3 or 4 demos. You know, the ones I would have covered last Sunday if Mega Man Heavenfall wasn't so long. I mean, I appreciate hefty demos, especially for Mega Man, but yeah, I didn't expect it to take, what was it, 3 hours? So that's probably going to be split into 2 parts. Nonetheless, as I want to reiterate, even with all its problems, I appreciate how it's trying to. I appreciate how it's trying to experiment with things, and for a little bit more involved plot. And how its gimmicks are kind of interesting to talk about. But yeah. You're starting to give us a lot to talk about. Oh, it's you two. Oof. Your internet went down for a week. What happened? If you're okay with sharing, that is. But I'll gladly take your level. Didn't pay the bill on time. Oh. Let's see, how many levels do I have in the queue today? About 9, but I think I can try fitting it in, my, master. Oh, it's like the flower presenters. Or the block destroyers, whatever they're called again. That's one way to bum rush through it. I would use special weapons if I had any. At least I have my trusty rush coil. It's you two again. Shouldn't have just bopped it. Oops. Eep, that could have been bad. I'm not gonna criticize as much as Hurricane Man's last screen, as this one you can push by button mashing. That one need to push. Thank you, Master 48, and thank you, Nuclear Stomp. Wow, compared to the last few weeks, we're getting a lot more Veersmith levels. I'll try my best to cover most of them because of, you know, no maker stream for at least a week. Yeah. It's a duo, Fire and Ice. Oh, it's like a Secret Santa level. Or a Secret Santa type of level. Defeating one defeats the other. That makes my life a little bit easier. For a mostly fire-based level, it was pleasant enough. What if there was a Mega Man fan game called Mega Man Maker? No, not that Mega Man Maker, a different Mega Man Maker called Mega Man Maker. I'm guessing with the lowercase m instead of the uppercase one? I don't know. That would be peculiar. If the fandom was if the fan gaming side was big enough, like Mario or Sonic, maybe that could have happened. Hang on a moment while I set the next level up. Second up is Weather Temple by Mr. Darkfin. I don't know why they didn't just upload the level, but I guess they want some feedback from me. Secret Santa type of event, but I get what you mean. Wow. Right from the first enemy, good start, me. I'm not going to be covering any Mega Man ROM. I'm not going to be covering any Mega Man ROM hacks or fan games in the very near future, but I will get back to it eventually. After all, if I'm going to do Mega March or Mega May, I do need to get myself reacclimated. Especially with the classic game's physics and controls. When I say that, I mean from the NES era specifically. Glad you're enjoying Gmod. Water of life. Ow. Just 3 packs every time. Oh boy. I thought I'd rush here. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I made 2 mistakes there. One of which was dawdling too long at the start, and the second was jumping once more than necessary. Bye this time. It's funny how only the floors are dangerous, not the, well, air part itself. Or even the ladder. Sorry, no M-Tank for me. Unless... Yes! Jane was here, he'd say, check that cheese. The way he would fix this is, of course, just prevent me from going back the screen. How many more updates will we get from this fan game? I don't know. We're on version 1.10.4.2. It's been supported for far longer than most of us expected it to be. I'm gonna say at least a year. As much as I criticize Maker and some of its faults or missing features, I still appreciate what it's done. I still strongly appreciate what it's done for the fan community. Really, the saddest part is when they shut down the official servers. That's when it'll become a lot harder to play the levels. You can also do that with boxes too. Hi, Toxin. So, okay, that was a decent level. I think it's better than Inferno, but there was no need to have... You could have just uploaded the level online, and I would have preferred it that way. Number 3 up is Vanished Power Core by Jedox74, 36 plays, score 16. Well, Mike, in that case, you can always just DM the levels, I suppose. But I guess if the devs had more money, they could do that. What's the bug, Darkfin? At last, I can use different special weapons. I jest, it's only been 2 stages anyways. Huh. How do I... That's how, I guess. Or I could have just used this, I guess. Because it does grab items. Hang on a moment, according to Darkfin, it's very specific, but they used a different computer than their default one that doesn't have connection to servers, so they didn't have access to their info. And the game simply thought, even though they're using the same account, the level wasn't used by you. Couldn't you try just re-importing the level with a different name? Like, copy the paste, go to your level stored on disk and duplicate it, but give the duplicate a different name. Ooh, you're not getting a bit spicy here. Give us 4 spike guards, though. I guess you can also contact some of the folks on the Mega Man Maker Discord for some assistance. Oops. Yeah. Respawn. What's in here? Hard mode? Man, I wish I could make a Mega Man Maker mod so you can make your own Mega Man game in an editor called Mega World, which you can make your own Mega Man game. Okay. Can I reset this room? Let me out. Oh, there's no escape. Thank you. Oh, I see it now. Hey Paul, welcome to stream. Well, yeah, to those who don't really read my posts on my Discord or YouTube posts, next week I'm not gonna have any streams because I have other commitments. Thanks for telling me the solution. Not that's really necessary, as this is kind of an easier room. Also, the blocks actually stand out. What? You didn't have to pick... Like, if the blocks... Like, if the illusion blocks stand out, what's the point of having them? The main point of illusions is to confuse you is to confuse you from... Let me say it this way. The main point of the illusion blocks is to make it so you get confused what's the real and what isn't. If you take that away, I guess it can potentially confuse you as well, but I doubt it. For a Blackout Basement level, it's one that utilizes Darkness gimmick better than most of them. At least this one isn't completely in the dark, and this just slows me down a bit, but I would slow down anyways because of the spikes anyways. Hi, Space 2. Welcome. Ah yes, the army. My trap factory. Wait. Oh, yes. I want to do this again. This is fun. I got an M-Tank and I'm not afraid to use it. Oh, you finished remaking again. That's neat. Especially when you can do stuff like this. Oh, yeah. Remote Mine would also work, as well as Copy Vision, but I want to give this a spin. Oftentimes, I play for fun more than efficiency. You know, it's one of the more enjoyable stages, and because of the structure of the level, it does force me to pace myself, instead of just bum rush through it with best special weapons. Anyways, it's time to go on to the two levels I've been really looking forward to. Starting off with MagFest 2026 Airman, I Can't Beat Airman by Toxin G. Nice explains in a score 58. For context, during MagFest 2026, which was actually just a week ago, Mega Man Maker was featured during the official stream, and there, Mega Marino played through a bunch of levels. This was one of them. And of course, because MagFest is a larger audience who may or may not have played Maker, a lot of the only standout levels were shown, I suppose. This is one of them. Gotta love the mini spines. Well, mostly stand out, I suppose. I guess it threw in some, not so remarkable, I don't know, Kaizos? So of course, the first level that we're going to be using is straight up a Mega Man 2 one, just done better. Because most people are familiar with Mega Man 2 in the classic series. Hi, Airman. Yeah, they got super nerfed. I'll look at what MagFest is after this stage. From what I understand it's a Mega Man focused expo for fan games, commercial titles, indie projects, etc. Away we go. Ooh, what's in the portal? Giant airman. He's looking at us. He's just standing there posing. I do have his weakness too. That's certainly a different way to mix up the fight. 3 bops to the head and he's defeated. Whee! Airman was on the couch while this was played too. Okay, this is a simpler stage, but I suppose this was just to acclimate the players. You know, so we don't start with something too crazy. Still better than the original Airman stage, but, you know. Now, Lepanio asked me what is MagFest, so let me check. Oh yeah, MagFest is basically a fun music and gaming festival. And they run it through multiple events like Super MagFest, MagWest, MagStock, and of course, MagFest. The main goals are to educate the public of video game, music, art, and history, to promote public appreciation of those three, and to preserve for posterity the culture and history of video games. Yeah, the entire event was for people who, never touched Mega Man before. Not just Maker, but Mega Man in general. In that case, I can totally understand. I understand even more why you started with 2, because in the public conscious, that is what Mega Man Classic is, or the most defining part of it. That or Mega Man X, but So, as for the other stage, Spark Mandrill, Spark of the Mandrill, 61 plays and a score of 40. I mean, yeah. Ultra Nintendo. So yeah, as I was saying, sure. Was I supposed to take that? Like I said, to the public, okay, that's just a shortcut. To the public, Mega Man is usually defined by Mega Man 2 and / or Mega Man X. And as some people remember, I guess, Battle Network. Those are the three main sub-series I hear people talk about. For those who haven't really played Mega Man, and for those who don't even play that many video games. Who's they? Who's they, Jedok? I know Mega Man 11 is the best-selling Mega Man Classic game, period, but I'm talking in terms of the public consciousness, and the public consciousness, or the more mainstream consciousness, doesn't directly translate from number of sales. Number of sales does help, but so does cultural penetration. So it went from Mega Man 2 Wily to Cutman to Airman, Snake Man, Sparkman, Nightman, Shademan, Splash Woman, Spark Mandrill to Storm Eagle. Did you make all those levels, or did you just make these two? Unfortunately, most people don't have time to play all the Mega Man Classic games, and I wouldn't recommend it either. For Dual Override, you at best, you don't need to play any Mega Man game before, but I do recommend at least playing 4 and 11. Maybe 11 if you just want the modern one. No, these two only. I give credit to the organizers for including stuff not just from the NES era. Again, you're overestimating how much the public's interested in Mega Man, especially Mega Man Classic. Even I think most of the Mega Man Classic games could be ignored and you wouldn't lose that much. You wouldn't be missing out. Hi, Capman. You can never escape. Well, at least you don't suffer from Spark Mandrill syndrome, I hope. Bye. I am victorious. Cheers! Compared to Toxin's other levels, I don't think it's as high up, but I suppose you didn't want to go for something that just overshadows the other levels that much. And they're technically competent, very solid stages. Ooh, all the levels went with live music too. Ah, I'm missing out on that part. Ooh, wait. Dawn Mix and No Nerf Edition. Let me check out the No Nerf Edition too, just for the... See, my starting weapon is, worse. As much as I like the Flame Sword, I prefer Slash Claw. It's better. Hey, at least I have my double jump. There are any changes in the second half, though. And one day I gotta play the Mega Man X1 through 3 randomizer. That seems like a treat. I'm guessing you just drained all the energy out for our Tango, because that way base can just have a buster. Without the problem of the regular buster giving... Without the problem of just granting the buster through regular means giving it a charge shot or something. screen transitions got added to stop lag, more HP drops, and he gave the player a ton of weapons. Fair. I see, to give a light. The Dawn makes this almost the exact same level with a new background and minor changes. Darn, I was hoping it'd be something like a Redux version, or Encore mix. Oh well. As I said, these are technically competent levels, but they don't hold a candle to your more exhaustive works, I suppose. I will be submitting your Perfect Chaos boss fight to SpaceyBat next week. Or I'll try to. Oh? What's next? Do we have to do the stage in reverse now? Like, I know SpaceyBat's gonna be streaming Maker next week, so I want to pick one of your levels as they tend to be gems in general. I can see why you moved the reverse half, because, although I appreciate the return trip, I can see if you're kind of competing with time, we don't need this, really. It is harder than the return side, but honestly, to the general audience, it wouldn't really feel that exciting. Especially when you have to refight the mid-bosses with no difference. Original goal was to have each level be 8 minutes long until you settle in the party rooms. Okay. 8 minutes is kind of hefty. Oh, water. Again, to a general audience, unless the level really has a lot of stuff going on, or very creative interactions, I would not do that. Probably may aim for 4 or 5 minutes. Ah, okay. I see how the teleporter worked. Yeah, I agree that the edited version's better. The SA2 levels have been broken since 110. No. Do you have any recommendations for a level to send to someone from your own repertoire? 7th up is Mega Man and the Supernatural 4 Muerte Man. That party bonus stage by the patio, 56 plays, and a score 23. Muerte being Spanish for death. I'm grabbing these just in case. Oh, when's the level gonna happen? It's the one right after this one, Sunflora. Dead ahead. Oh, gotta love base and momentum conservation. Again, I tend to prefer base's increased mobility for the patio stages anyways. Their boss fights aren't that hard, their boss fights aren't the hardest part of the stages, it's usually the level design and platforming hazards. And for when the enemies start to get tougher, or we have more difficult encounters, you can always just use the plethora of special weapons. Ooh. Whoops. Hope that was important. Oh wow, the fire weapon being useful here. Scorch Wheel, I mean. Okay, I didn't blow up those things down there. That could have been a disaster. But... okay. I guess they're... superheated? Right, that's necessary for any other character without double jump. Same over here. Again, that's why I say Base's best ability is his double jump. This is marked as being very hard on Webmecha's website. And with the number of downvotes, I'm concerned. Is it due to the I haven't seen any section which is what I consider to be very hard. Maybe a difficult section if you're playing as anyone not based with double jump. But even then, they're not that tough, especially compared to some of the previous levels in this pack. So, yeah. Well, everything's heating up here. There's blood splotches on the Skullmobile. Oh, shoot. Yeah, heat plus the skull blocks means that, if I touch it, well... yeah. It's not instant death, but I only have a few seconds to recover, so to speak. Yeah, Day of the Dead. It's not exactly like spike blocks, but you only have like a few seconds to recover. See? We finally grabbed onto that ladder. Hey Jay Butters, you walked into the patio stage. You also missed the best stage of this episode. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Let's grab everything, just... Yeah, like, as long as I don't hit the ground, I'm fine. It's kind of hilarious. Unfortunately, there's this problem. If I had an E-Tank, I'd just be able to break this challenge completely. Up. It's actually kind of difficult to navigate to the other ladder. Yes! Button mashing saves me. So because of that, it's actually ironically one of the easier sections of doing this. I'm dead. That was ironic. I understand why I got some downvotes, but compared to many of Lepadio's other sections, even not the finales, usually not the finales, that was child's play. Now, if there were spikes instead, it'd be a different story. A very different story. Trying my best not to use a fire weapon. Round 2. Oh. Darn it. I was hoping I could sneak in. It works otherwise. You know, considering all the other Lepadia levels I played before, those ones would probably fit the bill better for skull block shenanigans. Like, those levels have way more skull blocks than this. This feels restrained. Any interesting levels before this one? Well, Toxins level. I don't care. I have 3 more E-tanks, and I'm not afraid to use them. And I'm out of here. I procured the debt syndrome. Sure. I shouldn't be too harsh because you can't really create new special weapons, but not what I expect something, not the kind of weapon I expect out of something being called debt syndrome. Now, I know what the reference is, Mike. I'm not pointing out because someone else already did, and I think it's fairly straightforward. I know Day of the Dead, Reaper, whatever. This was a lot easier than I expected. Like, there was 2 genuinely difficult parts. The first one was if you're playing as someone other than base. The last one is due to the final section of skull blocks, but if you decide to just rush through it and just keep double tapping at the final section to avoid getting burned to death, it's remarkably one of Lepatio's more restrained levels. One moment, please. Alright. Let us see here. ADAP is Boreal Caverns by Sunflower Azumarill. 26 plays and a score of 7. The reason why I play as base is because of his double jump, really, and to a lesser extent his dash. It just makes platforming a lot more manageable, especially with air levels. I'm hoping the fan game Viral Nightmare is at least half decent. The work they're doing is very cool. Fire! Ice Storm! Let's go, beat! Oh no, oh gosh. Well, at least I always have 14 energy for that. Oh, it's always plus 14. That's even better. So, okay. I'm still playing as Space Hero stages does offer a challenge. It's not easy. Okay, Toxin recommends Yggdrasil, Wily's Desperate Gambit, Capital Chaos, and Crashman quote-unquote remake. Oh, and Torpid Tools. I'll note it down for later, thanks. Oh cool, that's hazardous coolant, I guess. Let me in. I know this is for attentive players, but I always find this a little bit too generous. Not always, but at least for this stages. I get splattered in there. Thanks, Beat. When I first see the coolant, I don't think it's like instant death lava. Like the submarine down there. Staying down here while it descends probably won't kill me, but I don't trust it. On the other hand, that will... If Beat actually can... Oh my gosh. Oh, no. I thought Beat was gonna get lower, so I could save that, but no. Choo-choo. I know there's a cheap way of doing it. We're fighting. Ah. I see. Not that they can really harm me now. Perfect. I can't actually break this open until something falls. And that doesn't count. Oh well. But what if... Yeah, the way to do it would be if I could respawn the boss. Welcome to the heated part of the caverns. Or the boreal parts. It does look cool. No pun intended. No. Beat saving me and Beat. Beatception. And the force uses of the Beat Bike are also kind of neat. Like, if you wanted a nominee for the best level this episode, it'd probably be this. I'd say the worst part of the stage is, of course, the Beat Bike, but that's because of, well, actually, not even the Beat Bike. Oh gosh. You saved me. Not so much the beat bike, but actually the Flappy Beat, because of its, how it functions. Whoa there. Delayed reaction and all. And they really want me to use Fireball around the place. Well, I guess Fire melts ice, so yeah. And this is frozen. But what if they take away my ability to unfreeze it? They thought about that, so I can't screw myself over. How thoughtful. Shockingly, the train passed over me harmlessly. Well, now I got it back. Excuse me. I didn't think they could crush you. You can just... okay. I didn't think they were that fragile. Oh my gosh. The fact you can take damage from that and just... her expression changes immediately, it's just hilarity. The lesson learned, I can do that. Thank you! And we made it to the boss fight. I don't know what happened there with the crush, I'm guessing that can happen, but regardless, I think this is a nice blend of experimentation with the mechanics and pushing forward to be less novel. Fox and G's levels are technically competent, so I'll put Airman Stage at least an honorable mention, but this actually feels different in the sense that it's less rote. Although it's not as technically competent, it does push further with its gimmicks, level objects, mechanics, your pick of words. And this is roll, so I can just rely on the broom if I really wanted to. As a matter of fact, let me just do it that way for fun. Yes, I do have his weakness, but that would make the fight too easy. Let's actually rely on the Rolls Broom just for the fun. Oh wow, a moment in the game where the dodge roll would actually come quite in handy. I kinda fumbled that, but oh well. Oh, okay. The double. Keep him up there. Roll actually had the easier fight of 2. I mean, suppose base would have it 2 because it can fire upwards. But being able to do the broom swing attack from below when it can't just ram into you, yeah. Mega and Proto Man have easier phase 1. Base has easier phase 2. Base and roll. Although if you use special weapons, it does even the playing field. Yeah, I did mention that, Jay Butters, I think a few dozen streams ago. So yeah, currently my favorite level of the episode. Fun boss fight too. Ninth up... Wait, you said you wanted to change the names. Oh, give me a moment. Let's see. Got it. Ninth up is Blade Master Intro Stage Preview by Mike Gamer, aka Mike Gaming 954. You play score 0. Yeah, the artist demo is gonna be very speedrunnable. For sure. Especially if you decide to... It'll be really insane if you decide to go for 100% collectibles too. Promising start in terms of aesthetics. We start in the desert. And our base special weapon isn't the Buster, it's Tengu Blade, so it is a little bit different in that regard. Which is appreciated. Now you can expect players to start out with a different... Oh! Okay, now you're forcing the player to actually make use of that ability, that's thoughtful. Many intro stage designers don't actually think about that, even if you give you special weapons. Alright, you're already past at least 70% of the intro stages, as you are forcing me at some at least novel challenges. When I said not novel earlier, I meant novel, sorry. I meant to say non-regular. Or typical. I don't really have much to say because of the intro stage, but you're already better than 80 or 90% intro stages, probably 90 because 1. Your base weapon is not the Buster, and 2. There are a few spots, or at least one spot, where you are forcing the player to make use of the long range, all the capabilities of weapon, in this case the long range slash, or the long range blade. Not to mention the long range slide jumps with it. Longer range the slide jump. And the design itself looks sensible with the aesthetics being neat. And true to tradition of intro stage stuff, the enemies are not too advanced or difficult to deal with. Maybe the Moliers could be a bit scary, and Sniper Joe in some spots could be a bit a nuisance, but it's fine. Hey Buster, welcome. Oh? Ah, yeah. I see. And this is forcing me to actually think about using special weapons. There we go. I got grabbed in. 8 years late to the novel party. Yeah. You know, when you sent this up to me, Mike, I thought this was gonna be a lot more amateurish. I was wrong. I apologize. I know, Buster's gonna come and say, the bar for minimum quality is underground or submantle or whatever. But again, I genuinely compliment you. Do I think it's a good level? No, but it's at least more passable for an intro level. I know, I'm sounding harsh here because I played through, what is it, 5,000-6,000 levels of Maker by now, at least. So, I'm a bit jaded. Okay, I'm quite jaded in terms of some level quality. I'm quite jaded in terms of some level tropes or level types and their, low quality. So, I'll give it a thumbs up. Could it be a better intro stage in terms of introducing stuff? I believe so, but you're already well ahead of the curve. Calling me surprised. As a matter of fact, this week, none of the levels I'd say were bad. At worst, 1 or 2 were okay, but in general it's been decent. Planet's gone, mate. Alright. 10th up is Bottomless Abyss 1.5, Rolls Descend into the Abyss version 2 by Nuclear Stomp. 7 plays and a score of 2. That's a bit of a mouthful of a title. Oh, as a reminder folks, this is the only stream for today, and tomorrow morning is a bunch of demo Let's Tries because I couldn't get to them last week. And there'll be no streams next weekend. Other commitments related to real life. Oh no, I knew about that. I want that. And after Master 48's level, I'm going to take a short pause before continuing. I need my spike guard. Is everyone going to be descending into this hellscape? Well, so much for beat. So much for spike guard. I'm doing it again. That's too embarrassing. I can't lose it that early. Get me down. How do... Oh, Tango. Thank you, kitty. I appreciate that the devs had decided to not just go for a straight replacement of the Rush Coil, and instead took the Mega Man 5 approach of the Rush Coil. It's cool. Tango, help. Thanks. What? Really? That looked like a path forwards, BH. I know, but I'm gonna just put you on the... Sorry for putting you again on the spot, Buster, but I almost am certain you're gonna come in and claim that this is why you should block off your bottomless pits and spikes if it's not obvious. Alright, no more of that. And for that room, I agree. There's no point to have a gap in the floor like that, unless you're trying to foreshadow that's something there. And I lose my E-Tank because that wasn't a checkpoint. Hello? I think the Mega Man 5 coil is a straight upgrade, at least in Maker. In Mega Man 5 I also think it's kind of an upgrade, but it could be a bit finicky to use. And if we're more used to how the Rush Coil worked in 3 and 4, yeah. I see you, robot. Needle Canyon? Needle Cannon. Needle Canyon Cannon. I thought so. Will I win? Of course not. Maybe if I didn't miss one of those cannons. Did I kill the one man with a broom? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, actually. If someone's watching this video in the future, please see if I actually did that. This is Nuclear Stomp's level, by the way. If you're bad at dodging like I am, the broom is a better set. Deeper into hell I descend. What, you wouldn't think I'd actually look for this? Stop. Yes, I can kill the one hands. Roll's awesome. Oh yeah, because the one hands count as armored and Roll's room counts as armor piercing. I'll keep it. It is kind of funny though, considering that she can't kill most of the spiny enemies. Or any of the spiny, you know, things like the Gabioles. But not the Gabioles, the Gyries or Byries. And most Broom can destroy the Gabioles. AKA the spine type enemies. It's honest work. Thanks, Kitty. I can now already see some strategies for farming up health now. Oh gosh, oh gosh. I just wanted the extra buffer, that's all. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not gonna survive that. Case in point, I got shinned. Deeper and deeper. Hey, quick man. Maybe if I was better at dodging, I wouldn't have consumed my E-tank. I think Gabriels just get destroyed by the broom. I am tempted to use my M-Tank, but if I do, there's probably going to be a second phase, and that's going to screw me over. Yes! Mostly damageless. And we're back out, but... Of course, it's not that easy. Get bashing! Darn, they win. Normally I criticize something like this, but there's a checkpoint right before, so... Done. I win! Be gone, quick man. You thought I had to fight the bosses? Nope, you forgot to add a ceiling. GG. If we're gonna pull off multiple teases like that earlier, I'm gonna take this as much as possible. Boss fight against Quickman, the first one is difficult, but once you get the pattern of leading the second Quickman encounter, sorry. But once you get the hang of leading his boomerangs, not a problem. Nuclear is currently in work, so they'll probably respond later in chat or in the comment section of this video. Eleventh up is MSSS2. Base is fully irresponsible. A Master 48. 70 plays and a score of 4. Like most stages in Maker, oh, hey, Santa. Like most stages in Maker, I wouldn't exactly consider this to be a good level, but... Merry Christmas. At the very least, it's neat. Oh. Merry Christmas! I didn't realize that wall was cracked. Oh, anticlimactic. The attic. That's a pretty long-winded way to get back to the attic. Long-winded way. I didn't expect that. Oh, those presents are heavy. The boiler room. The old basement. Physics. And this time it didn't actually screw me over. No double jump for me. Sag. Whoa. Ash blocks. Hey, Guts. Gotta rip him open. Now we can carry these cinder blocks, Christmas presents, fuel, take your pick. Uh-oh. We blew up the boiler room. The factory? Where are we now? The toy factory? Okay, that's a cool cutscene. All made using in-game assets and mechanics. Good work of it. This week you have the best cutscenes, I gotta say. Yeah, I know what you want me to do. Uh-oh. Did I screw myself over? I guess I did. Alright, take two of this. This time, I'm not gonna follow that. I get what they were trying to do here, but... I need to be more careful when I throw this. I'm sorry, I'm just having too much fun throwing boxes. This is unintentionally just rocketing up in terms of favorites. Although, yeah, I don't have that anymore. Never mind. Carry on. Gotta love physics. Yeah, I did. At least it's in a fun way and I don't really lose much progress. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this was deliberate and not a mistake. TBH, that is funny. Keep it. Let me through! I want to return back to Wily's for Christmas. Almost there! And now we blow up the factory. Partially. What is Space trying to do? Stop Christmas? Oh! Oh! If this falls, I'm gonna get crushed, aren't I? No? Okay. Let's go. He's messing up Dr. Light's factory. Big dog. Oh, there's Light. He's trying to stop us. And he succeeded. I thought this was gonna just be an okay, decent level, but it's ratcheting up in terms of for unintentional ways to being an honorable mention. Unexpected. Can I get out of here? I have to attack Dr. Light, I know. Then he'll bounce off that. Not gonna lie, that's funny. Rapid. Meanwhile, at Light Chair Labs. Oh. While in his sled, he's escaping. Naughty list pass. Base getting on the naughty list. And his trophy... And his Christmas present is coal. Or rather, he gets sent to prison. Welcome to stream, Real Brain Dash. Yep, I'm Stream Maker. Yeah, I understand your feeling. Compared to Maker's Golden Age, there's far fewer streamers. Like, Mega Marino, and I think 1 or 2 other people regularly stream Maker nowadays. So yeah. Welcome to the stream. He's in Christmas jail. Thank you for saying this level to me, Master 48. It's much better than I expected it to be. Well, that clears my main level queue. Okay, I did this already. I wouldn't say good, but at least none of them were below par. Oh, how do you request a stage? Just leave the level ID in chat. That should suffice. You know what? While I wait... Oh, sure. You're here. Let's take a look-see. 12th up is Cold Man's Secret Base by F9L56N, or Falcon. 29 plays and a score 4. You were able to get your level covered really quickly because you came right as the queue was pretty much empty. Asterisk. I'm not going to interrupt the riveting conversation here. Dapper. Oh, what brought you to my stream? What brought you to my stream, Real Burning Tash? Was it YouTube recommendations? Word of mouth? Recommendations. That's cool. Oh no. Should have just spammed. Alright, speedrunning. As much as I'd like to use my special weapons, that's the one area where I can't use them. Yeah. I initiated the jump in the first half of the block. I need to initiate in the second half. So let's see if I can get past this time. First time was due to me accidentally melting the ice block. The second time was initiating the jump too early. Even then, that is a tricky jump. And as I melt the ice block more and more, it gets harder. Oh, at least the checkpoint's there, so I'm not gonna criticize that. Hey, Iceman. Destroyed. Oh. Ah. There was one more gap in there. Like, it's a 2 or 3 gap. Huh? What was that for, then? It's like a Yoku bridge back to nothing. And if I destroy the ice bridge, well, I can't recover, and I'm forced to do a quick reset. So what gives? This is a more plain-looking level, but I suppose it gets the job done. So some more decorations and background pizzazz would be nice. Now you. The Christmas update may have broken that part. I can understand that. As for decorations, I think there were plenty of decorations before the Christmas update. You could have taken advantage of those. But Christmas would have been the best. Yep, they would have had your best shot. Suddenly, top man. In terms of new cosmetics, I like them. Suddenly Halloween. I think I like the Halloween cosmetics more, but the Christmas ones are appreciated. I especially like, for example, the Santa version of the Kamusaburos. Or, not the Kamusaburos, the Fan Fiends. Time for the Rush Marine Space section. And now let's just avoid everything. I call them Fan Fiends, but Matasaburos is probably the Japanese one. But yeah, as I was saying, in terms of cosmetic and new skins, I appreciate both editions. I just edge out the Halloween one more. Bye. Yeah, Matasa Burros have the relationship preserved. Matasa and Kumuso. Or Kumusa. Second Coleman jump of the year! Woo! Can we get a third one? Okay, for me at least, cosmetics allow... For me at least, cosmetics are nice as they allow you to reskin enemies and make them better fit certain stage aesthetics. And besides, they're an easier way to basically make it feel like you're fighting a different set of enemies without changing their AI at all. Well, I say fit, but if you've played enough Maker or Mega Man, you'll know that they're basically the same. Okay, as for this stage, it was very much meh. Like, there were stuff like the random Yokus, and then we had the more ice blocks, but they weren't really utilized to a sufficient degree. It's a very rompy level that is just eh. I see, you're kind of rusty, so this is more practice to get back into the groove. Ooh. Ooh. I do want to do at least one more MagFest level before ending off the stream. Or maybe two if this is too short. Before I do that, let me set this thing up. I would do more levels if there was more in the queue, but sometimes it's we want to end off on a higher note. Play Anoka? No. I am not gonna be stuck in a I'm not gonna be stuck in a diet or full-on Kaizo level. Alright. 13th up is MagFest 2026 Crazy Bruce by Overlord Alfredo. 110 plays and a score of 48 and a score of 58. That's better. Ooh, Sparkman. So we don't just have like the same level names, like calling it Sparkman, we actually changed it up a bit. But is this called Crazy Bruce? Who's Bruce? Is there an in-joke I'm missing from Marino? And yes, I know. These levels are designed for an audience that's more unfamiliar with Mega Man. Or barely familiar. So of course, they're gonna pick more familiar stages, and not go too crazy with some of the mechanics. I still think they could have gone a little bit farther, but it's fine. And besides, I'm missing a large part of the event anyways. Two large parts. One of which is the live was the live music being played in the background, and the other is the larger community and the cheering. Without those two things, the experience feels quite different. Oh, I knew MagFest was happening, it's just they didn't have really time to send a level or what have you. Oh. Right. Hit the targets. I know that because at least a few of my friends were actually working on some games that were submitted to MagFest. And when I say games, I don't mean fan games, I mean indie games. Or at least one indie game. I have to check the exact number. If you check my Blue Sky, you know exactly what game I'm referring to. Which you honestly should. Again, don't just rely on YouTube notifications to know when I'm streaming. The main way you'll know I'm streaming is if I ping you on Discord, followed by notifications on Blue Sky and Mastodon. There have been more than There have been more than a few occasions where I've gone on stream and a few people mentioned that they didn't get a notification from YouTube. That's why if you want to see when I'm going online, please follow me on Discord or Blue Sky. Magfest! Oh, wait a sec, can I crush him? Nope. But I can make him almost a sitting duck. Fun times for all! Can we all stand on the balloon? Aw, darn it. We almost did. I don't get the joke still, but what have you. Well, soft lock for Sparkman. Oh boy. I'm guessing I know how these other MagFest levels are gonna work, so I'll just save it for their own time. So overall, of the 13 Veersmith levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would certainly be Boreal Caverns by Sunflower Azumarill, with an honorable mention going to MSSS2 Bases Fully Irresponsible by Master48. I would have included Airman from Toxin G, but in retrospect, it didn't stand out enough to me. Oh sure, it's technically competent, but at the same time, I don't know, it doesn't push far enough. Regardless, thank you to everyone who also sent in new levels. Now, before I finish off, there's one last thing I gotta do. It is time for the art showcase. Red guy? Yep. Based on him. Yeah, it took 12 years to eat the casino, but, Sylv, this is not supposed to be submitted to art. Remember, for sharing art in very short animations that are 90 seconds, post this to the media channel. Like, there's an entire channel dedicated to this, come on. This video is 12 minutes, or it's almost 14 minutes. Like, it's a good video, sure, but what if DK Land 4 was on the Game Boy? In just 43 days. See about that. Alright, that was a pretty short art showcase. And, by extension, this marks the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted your levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for this channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this video or stream or any other stuff on the channels, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well, and join my Discord server as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!